Welcome to Coffee, Coffee, Coffee for today's discussion of The Man in the Arena, written and performed by the progressive Republican Teddy Roosevelt. It is a portion of a larger speech that he gave in numerous locations, many times to rousing standing ovations that lasted longer than 2 minutes.
Wow.
That's a pretty long time.
Yeah.
If you think about how long somebody might have to be standing there doing that.
Yeah.
You know?
It resonated with people.
Yeah.
And it still resonates. And it's over, how many years old is it at this point?
100?
Over 100.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's pretty great. I mean, he was a president who rode a horse in the war, so...
He also rode a moose.
Ah, that's right. One moose, not multiple moosin'.
Meeson.
Okay, I'm going to start by reading the snippet that we're talking about. It's pretty short, but listen, and then you'll know what we're referring to as we talk. It is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. So, while we're discussing this, we are drinking Tim Horton's original blend, is what it says.
It's good stuff.
This is the first bag of Tim Hortons we've ever had in our life.
And, I mean, so many people were like, have you ever had Tim Hortons?
Yeah, you got to get Tim Hortons, but we never went to Canada, eh? So then I was at Publix and they had it on buy one, get one free. So we got that and the dark roast.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
It's good stuff.
I
Good
like
stuff.
it.
That's about as far as we're going to go with what we say about it. It's
Right.
good stuff.
Yeah.
Pick yourself up a bag, eh?
A.
Okay, so the man in the arena. Now, let me just say, we're both creatives.
We are.
We like to do creative things. We do put stuff out there for people to say things about us. Criticize us. Now, I don't know if that gives us a right to criticize others, because we're technically in the arena.
Wait. Oh, you're saying because he says it's not the critic who... Well, but he says it's not the critic who counts. So I think what he's saying is it doesn't matter. Even if that person is also doing what you're doing, that their criticism still doesn't count. I think. I don't think he's trying to say, like, you have to be doing it in order to criticize. I'm thinking he's meaning...
It doesn't even matter. If you are doing it,
right.
Don't criticize.
Yeah, just criticism is not what counts.
So, of course, I struggle with this. For example. For example. So, my current job is as an insurance salesman, and I spend a lot of time on the road. Not away from the home, just within our county. And so while I'm out and about, I'll listen to podcasts or music, or I'll listen to YouTube video audio about things, sometimes audio books. And today, when I was listening to one of my Amish romance novels...
It's for market research.
It is for market research. I'm penning a romance novel now. I thought, this is terrible. It's clean, but I don't know where it's going. And then after 2 hours of the book, that's as long as it was, 2 hours to read.
Oh, wow. It's pretty short.
I don't know what the point of the story was. So there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on, but nothing going on. I'm talking about pregnancy,
Amish
raccoons.
love story? What?
This is all in there. Water snakes, and twisted ankles, and a coma.
Sounds riveting to me.
This is like a half an hour, soap opera.
Well.
It was, only without the stuff that soap operas have.
Yeah.
It was like, who cut the line to the phone shed?
I thought they were Amish.
They had a phone shed.
What? The Amish?
Yeah.
They have phones?
If you listen to the story, it explains in detail many of the things that you may not understand about Amishhood if you are not an Amish.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're not talking about that. But my point was,
Yeah, what was the point of that?
I was like super judgy.
You're being critical.
Yeah.
Of it.
I was being the critic. Even though you're in the arena, that is not, you're not then allowed to just criticize.
Right.
Because at what level?
Yeah. I mean, I think that, criticism, it can be helpful. Like constructive criticism can be helpful, but I don't think that's what he's talking about. I think he's talking about when you're trying to do something, you have to ignore the critics, especially those people who are not doing what you're actually doing.
Right.
Like being on YouTube. You have to you don't have to deal with YouTube comments because I generally just don't even read them anymore.
I do on this channel.
Yeah, but what I have seen in the past is the people who are usually the rudest and the most critical, and so what I mean by that is they're actually just being critics. They're not trying to be helpful. They're just, being critical of you.
Right.
They generally, if you click on their name and go to their channel, they've posted nothing ever. And and that's been a pretty common recurring theme that I've seen, because I used to be the type of person who went into the comment section every day and looked at every comment, and I had to stop doing that because of all the critics, all the critics that were...
They're not real critics. They're not accredited critics.
No, yeah, no. And
keyboard warriors.
And it's the hard part, I think, of YouTube is if you're making videos, you want to hear constructive feedback. You do want to make your videos better. You do want to help people understand, if you weren't really clear, on this video, we're probably
What is this we're watching? Right.
Right, yeah.
I thought I was going to get a Tim Horton review. It's not even in the title, so I don't know why you clicked on it. Well, I think it's easier for people when they're sitting at home not doing anything to say, you need to do it better.
Yeah.
Which is what I was doing to the Amish book lady.
Right. Well, and that I guess is the difference between constructive criticism you may get in the real world when people are just, somebody who knows you and really does want the best for you,
right,
versus the comment section in YouTube is, can be toxic. Although, in this channel, pretty positive. And actually on my other channel, really positive for the most part. It's just, unfortunately, I can't stomach the harsh criticism that sometimes I face. I will give an example, and this wasn't even very harsh, but I had posted about my weight loss journey. I'd lost at that point 65 pounds, and I had posted that video, and one of the comments was basically you still need to lose more weight.
Right.
I was like, okay, well, and that was really hard to see. I still remember it, and that was years and years ago.
And that person probably needed to lose weight themselves.
I mean, who knows? We don't know because I didn't, they didn't have any videos.
Yeah, and on here, the worst comments that we get are about me. It's why won't that guy shut up? Why is she laughing at everything he's saying? He's not funny. Hey, girl, you can do better than him.
People don't say that, do they?
I just don't tell you about it because I don't want you to know. In fact, but still, it's okay, right? Mm-hmm. So when you're thinking about, from my perspective, when I'm thinking about other works, I should just keep my mouth shut when criticizing to other people, but maybe for myself, learning. Why is this Amish romance book so boring? It's not that I'm a man and I don't want a romance, but there was no romance in there. I don't even know what the genre is. It's Amish life with the potential that somebody might be interested in someone else, but they're not allowed to tell them because they're Mennonites. I don't know. That's kind of what I was getting from it. But the point is, it shouldn't be a public criticism of someone else's work. I can use it as learning. I didn't say who it was. I can use it as a learning experience for myself when writing. I was like, does this sound like that? And to be quite honest, when I was listening to it, I thought it sounded a lot like what my first book sounded like, as far as just kind of surface level, not really explaining how people are kind of thing. So that told me something, that the first stuff that I wrote was like that. and I didn't like it. But I thought I liked it when it was mine. But then I heard it from somebody else, and now I see that it wasn't very good, in my opinion.
Right. So perhaps, and this is something that after hearing this speech a long time ago, I have tried to remember when I start to criticize, if I feel myself about to criticize something, I pause and I ask myself, is it possible that I'm jealous of this person who is accomplishing this thing or has done this thing, and
especially if it's not that great, right? You feel like, oh, this doesn't even sound all that great, but they've done it, and I want to do it, and I haven't done it.
Yeah, like if you have that thought, like I could have done better, well then go do better, and then you might find that you can, or you might find it's a lot harder than you thought, and so either
I'd
way,
have to
it's
research
learning.
the Amish first to know anything. That way I could write about it. I'm not going to write an Amish romance. That's not what I'm saying.
No.
I'm not qualified to do either the writing or the topical writing about the Amish. But I think I learned a lesson just from listening to it and then voicing my concerns out loud in the car while I was driving, and then also to you about this, and how I told Kayla yesterday that she has known me a lot longer than I've known me. And that may seem odd, but it's because I wasn't self-aware. So, but as I've, started to learn some of this stuff and looking at when you criticize other people, it's probably, for me, I'm not talking about you, me, the jealousy, like you mentioned, that they have taken the steps to do the thing that I would like to do. And that I was too afraid to do. Yeah,
and I think that reminded me of another thing about being creative. You have to be very careful of being around other creatives, because many times they will be the harshest critics, the ones who are creatives but are not currently creating things, because it goes back to that, like they haven't tried, they don't, they're scared of trying, and and like the end of that speech says, the cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. I that sticks in my head a lot, that if you don't put yourself out there and do those things, you'll end up just kind of like, you never really tried. And so you never really know, but that can bug you.
Right. What did Mark Twain say about he would rather live with the failures than the regret? Something along those lines.
Something like that.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But so it's better to just go out there and get something done, try some things. Don't be one of these, don't be a bitter soul, like what you said, that cold and timid souls who don't know victory or defeat. You're just kind of lukewarm in life. That's no fun. The next time that you feel intimidated by doing some creative thing, perhaps, or just go ahead and do it, right?
Or anything. It doesn't have to be creative necessarily.
Like going up and talking to that person that you want to talk to, right? Yep. Getting outside of your comfort zone. Just go ahead and do it. Unless outside of your comfort zone is criticizing us. Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Keep it to yourself. Go tell yourself in the mirror the same thing you were going to tell us, and then see if it bounces back and sticks.
Right.
So, but yeah, so thank you for watching, guys. And if you want to pick up a bag of Tim Hortons and buy it on Amazon, we'll put a link in the description, and you can do that. Or you can just find it at your store. Thanks. Bye.